All right, welcome everybody. So welcome to Jamie and Barb and Linda and to everyone watching the replay. This is day 3 of Embodying the Vision. And so day 1, I just talked about what a vision is, and we did a meditation. And yesterday we talked about reverence and the significance of reminding ourselves that life ends in the physical body at some point. We all die, and how that brings in reverence and how that kind of adds fuel to the fire to who you want to be and what it is that you want to create in the world. And today I'm going to talk about appreciation. And so let me close this little window out to see everybody better. There we go. Okay, so appreciation, I guess, is very much similar to gratitude, but I feel like it has a slight, subtle, different quality, and I can't quite put my finger on it just yet, but it does have a different feeling. And for 6 weeks, I worked with a handwriting expert in the Vimala handwriting method. Her name is Josephine Diamond. Beautiful, smart, brilliant, very passionate coach, I guess you'd call her. And she taught me so much about this concept of appreciation, but appreciation meaning for everything. So I know it's hard for us to realize that we are the one that's creating our experience, um, which is a stretch for our limited, ego, mind, body, self. We often experience things as if they're happening to us, especially if it's something negative. Um, and it can be a little bit jarring to sit with the idea of, like, what do you mean that I created this? I didn't want this. I remember back when I had experienced had my Kundalini awakening, and in the middle of the dark night of the soul, um, I remember speaking with my brother, and he said something like, I told him, I said, well, I wanted to know God. I wanted to connect with God. I wanted to know God. So I don't understand why this is happening. He's like, well, you got exactly what you wanted. I was like, what? What do you mean? I didn't ask to be, depressed and anxious and ill and, all these things. And it didn't really, I didn't actually, it wasn't until, months later that I did have this experience of God's love, right? So everything that we pull to us, there is our higher self is creating for us. And so one thing that my handwriting coach Josephine was saying, that to appreciate everything, that if there's something in your life that you're not wanting, or it's a negative experience, she says the first step is to express appreciation for it. Express appreciation for the sadness that you're feeling, or the frustration, or even the anger, because it's pointing you back to the remembrance of who you really are. And that it's taken me a while, and it's something that I keep applying, is that is to appreciate, constantly. And I feel like the appreciation also points to self-love. And so the question today that we get to kind of sit with, or maybe you'd like to journal about, is, can you appreciate all aspects of you? Um, I remember one of my teachers saying once that your greatest weaknesses are your your biggest weaknesses are often your greatest strengths, or something like that. And I do think that's true. So, for example, I consider myself a highly sensitive person, and that can be a weakness and it can also be a strength. But if I appreciate it for what it is, then I can then lean more towards the positive aspects of it. I appreciate that I'm a highly sensitive person, even though maybe it's difficult or challenging to be a highly sensitive person. I can appreciate that I am that, because then I'm bringing something to the table, right? Um, and then the next question too is to ask, can you, again, we talked about this, I just talked about this earlier, but can you appreciate not just the good things, but also the bad? Um, there's so many things I feel like that we've all experienced in our life that can be seen as traumatic or difficult, and in the moment that we're experiencing them, it's not something that we would necessarily say consciously choose to experience, but those experiences, at least my what I've come to realize, is that they all make us stronger with challenges, and they make us more compassionate, more greater able to connect with others authentically, to have the empathy, all of those things. Um, and so, why is that important for embodying any vision that you have for yourself? Because, like I think I talked about it a little bit yesterday, is that we have to enjoy the journey while we're on it. And even though vision has that future quality, right? We have a vision, we want to do something, like, Jamie wants to write her book. It's a vision, and it's there. And there's steps that she has to take to manifest that vision. Well, in order to I would in order to bring it forth, in order to connect with it, if we can appreciate the journey along the way, appreciate appreciate that we have the desire, appreciate that we have the health or the capacity to go after a vision, um, to appreciate all the support that we receive along the way. Um, this makes the journey so much fuller. Um, and if we can learn to wake up in the morning and really set our minds in that way, that today I'm going to appreciate what is here today, now, as it unfolds, whatever it is. Um, so, like, for example, I could say yesterday. So we rent, excuse me, we rent this place where I live, and the owner is getting ready to sell it, and he showed up yesterday. I think it was yesterday. He showed up yesterday and was like, well, the realtor is coming tomorrow, and could you clean the house? So I was like, I didn't have any notice. I was like, what? Like, I have to stop everything and clean the house, And it's like, okay. And, at first I was like, kind of like, oh my God, here we go, maybe cursing under my breath a little bit. But as I was doing it, to flip it into appreciation, like, I appreciate this opportunity that I have get down on my hands and knees and clean this floor and you know uh, dust the house that hasn't been dusted for months, and all the things. And now I get to have a clean house, right? Or I could be stuck in the disgruntled state of like, oh my gosh, like this isn't what's supposed to be happening right now. Can't he see that I'm busy? I have a life, and da 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 da, right? Um, and I really do feel that choosing over and over, no matter how difficult the challenge is, to appreciate what's happening and to know, like, okay, like I'm being supported always, always, always. So I'm appreciating this. I'm appreciating this experience. Um, so I feel like it's very obvious, like the benefits of appreciation. I know that you guys have heard this probably a million times. There's like The Secret and the movie The Secret. And there's all kinds of books that talk about gratitude and all of that. But I, when you really start to um, live in that, life just becomes so much more joyful. Um, so I just want to go ahead and just dive right into the meditation right away, unless anybody has anything they would like to share or make a comment or anything like that. Anything? Nope. Okay. So let's just go into the meditation, which is my favorite part. Um, just being in the beingness. So, pulling up my script. Okay. All right. So we're just gonna tune in. We're gonna close our eyes. You can put a hand on your heart if you'd like, or just somewhere on your body to connect in, and just breathe into your body, in and out through your nose, going within, connecting to the earth, connecting to your heart, your precious heart, and to your core column of light, your core essence, connecting to source, just coming into this present moment. And let's just start with the simplicity of just experiencing uh, the chair or the bed that you're in. And maybe it's the light coming into the room, or the way your clothes feel against your skin. Appreciating the support and appreciating, and maybe just resting in the simple wonder of having a moment to pause in the midst of your busy life to engage with this practice right now where nothing else exists. So just allowing all of that to come fully into your experience. And let appreciation and gratitude arise and fill your body and mind. Now I'm going to ask you to think of someone you don't know well, but who has supported your experience today in some way. So it could be the person who stacked the fruit in the grocery store, or the author of the book that you're reading right now, or maybe it's someone's post that you read that you really resonated with, that uplifted you. And just allow yourself to feel how you've benefited from the gift of their work. Allow yourself to feel appreciation and gratitude. And so now take a moment and think about the tools that you use to support your work and your life. So maybe it's your computer or your phone, your books, buildings, equipment, your car. And then just choose one of those things and take a moment and consider all that was needed for its creation. And appreciate and feel gratitude that you have access to these tools. And now take a moment to feel gratitude for the people you work with or live with. Think of a particular person whose work or effort directly supports your work in life, or just your life in general. Could be a massage therapist or a doctor or your coworker. And appreciate their contribution, their good intention, and saying in your mind to them, thank you. And now bring to mind someone that you care about and picture them in your mind. And think about what this person means to you and what you appreciate about them. How do they make you feel when you're around them? And what you experience together. And as you imagine them, notice what feelings you're experiencing and what sensations you detect in your body, especially those sensations in the area of your heart. And let yourself express gratitude towards them, thanking them for being who they are and for their presence in your life. And imagine them receiving your gratitude. Now bring to mind something in particular that you are grateful for today. and feel the appreciation and gratitude for its presence in your life. And as you bring these things to mind for what you're grateful, allow yourself to rest in the experience. When you cultivate the practice of gratitude, you may even find yourself able to be grateful for difficult or unpleasant experiences. And so I invite you, if you'd like, to bring to mind an experience in your life that is challenging, one for which you'd like to be able to express gratitude. And offer your gratitude and appreciation. And thank this challenge for what it may offer you. It could be gratitude for your body, for your mind, or gratitude for the simple fact of being alive in this moment. And finally, appreciate the opportunity to pause and experience this very practice of gratitude in itself for all that you have brought to mind during this meditation, for all the countless gifts in your life. Say thank you to all the people, to all that is around you and part of you, for all that you have experienced in your life. For all of this, thank you. Allow the sense of gratitude to fill you completely as you breathe in and breathe out. Settling on the breath right here, right now, fully alive and present in this very moment. Finishing with a full deep breath in and a long, slow breath out. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and return your awareness to the place where you are. Okay, so I'd like to just open this up for sharing. And I'll go first. So even though I'm reading the script, I'm trying to also in my mind go into this meditation. But it's amazing. It's almost overwhelming. At one point, I almost thought I was going to start crying. I was thinking about one of the things I was appreciating was the rain today. I don't know why it's making me cry. But we had this downpour that was just like, oh my God, like I just love and appreciate nature so much. It's just like, you just feel the love. You just feel like, wow, like so grateful just to be alive, and then, scanning through my day and I'm thinking of my boy and his friend and just the laughter and two friends that I got to see today in the park and being able to be at the pool and, you know, um, my session earlier with Barb and Jamie and um, just yeah, like to me that's abundance. Like that, if we can really embody that, it's almost um, to me, I feel there's moments where I feel that overwhelm of like, oh my gosh, my heart's just gonna break open into a million pieces. Like there's so much love all around all the time if we choose to see it. Um, so anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you, what I experienced with this meditation, and so um, just like to open the floor for anybody else that wants to share their reflections and contemplation. Or if it was difficult, if you felt like, it was hard for me. I couldn't really feel much appreciation or gratitude, or I'm in a funky mood and I just couldn't bring myself there. Like, we could dive into that as well. Jamie.
Well, I'll go on the more positive side of it.
Yeah.
I love I love taking a moment to appreciate things. Like, and at the end of my yoga nidra, I will like finish the practice with 3 deep breaths of gratitude, and it's just like breathing in whatever it is you're grateful for. And it's like you forget to do that on like a day-to-day kind of thing. Like I was sitting here thinking to myself how grateful I was, for the desk and working from home. And like, even though it's like, I'm trying to work all the like, oh, get up and move and make sure that I don't want to be in bed by 6 o'clock because I haven't really been sitting at a desk all day. But it's just, it's like you said, the journey of like appreciating it. And it just matters more when you do appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Thanks, Jamie. Yeah. Anybody else? No? Okay. Yeah. I do want to share one really powerful story really quickly, just to kind of hammer home the appreciation, because I have a friend who she so she just went through breast cancer, double mastectomy, um, and I guess it was one of the kinds of breast cancer where she had to either be on estrogen suppressing medication injections like once a month, or to have her ovaries removed. And the injections were really making her sick, and she had been doing them for months. And it got to a point where it was so bad that she's like, okay, I can't do this. I'm going to have to get surgery. She was really not wanting to have another body part removed. But here she was facing that, and realized like, okay, I have to do this. So she got her ovaries removed, and she felt immediately so much better. Like she had been sick for, I mean, not only the chemo, the radiation, and the surgery, but then the injections making her sick. So it was like 2 years of really just a lot. And so she's feeling really, really good, um, and super excited to feel good again. And then she had suddenly was having blood in her stool. So she's like, oh, well, maybe it's just um, I don't know what you call it, diverticulitis, or something like that. So she went into the doctor. They had did a biopsy, whatever, and turned out that she has colon cancer. So she barely even got to catch her breath and now has this prognosis of colon cancer. So here she goes again, chemo, radiation. She's going to have surgery. And she's part of a women's group that I'm in, small group of 5 women. We meet once a month. And so the news came, and someone asked her just point blank, like, how do you not fall apart? How do you not become so completely overwhelmed with depression? Or how do you stay out of the fear of the unknown? and her response, I mean, it was like, it was just incredible. She just said, I'm just right here, right now. I'm feeling the chair. I'm seeing how the light comes through the window and how it's falling on the table, and I'm noticing the cool air coming from the air conditioner, keeping my body nice and cool. And so she was kind of just listing all the things that she was noticing, and I'm noticing that in this moment I'm feeling okay, and everything's okay right now. And and I just was so blown away by that response, and it's such a good reminder that, again, going back to connecting with the impermanence of life, that we always, as long as we're living and breathing, that we can choose to appreciate what our experience is in the moment. um, and and it's a practice and it's a choice. And even when the moments are difficult, you know to dig deep to find the things that we can appreciate. So um, anyway, I'm really appreciative to you guys for showing up, and I hope that this is inspirational for you, and that it reminds you to start your day in that way, even if it's just waking up first thing in the morning and listing 3 things that you're grateful for, and then getting out of bed. Um, so yeah, that's it. Short and sweet for today. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. And tomorrow we're going to talk about mistakes. Mistakes, which I love that topic. I have a friend, she's like, there are no mistakes. I'm like, yeah, there's no mistakes. It's only lessons. I get it. I know. But we're going to talk about mistakes, self-forgiveness, and self-responsibility. So much love, everybody. Thanks again. Bye for now.